what's going on? It's now with Rogue Tactics, and I'm here to talk to you about this really sick archetype, the Guy Gardner, Guy Rush archetype deck team, and basically how to get around it. I really love the Guy Rush team. I love it because all the important cards to pull this off are common or starter cards, so it is totally affordable. It sort of debunks the whole myth that Dice Masters is a pay-to-win game, and yeah, it's so efficient. It's so cool. To a quick little primer on it, your goal is to get this Guy Gardner Blinding Rage out, who must attack each turn, but gets +1 attack for each other attacking die. Your goal is to get a bunch of them out as fast as possible and attack pretty much before your opponent gets a chance to defend. And this is accomplished with the action big entrance and with Miri Ram, who first turn you buy a big entrance, you put in your bag. You next turn you buy a bunch of guys and Miris. Third turn you field a bunch of guys and Miris, and then attack. It can be exceedingly brutal if you are going second, because you only get 2 turns to prepare for it. You got some other support stuff to pull this off. Red Dragon, Professor X, Silver Surfer's Global, Parallax. All these things, common cards. I just love that. I love that. I can't stop fanboying about it because, yeah, it's this, the action relentless to make sure there's no blockers, and basically you can either maim somebody or kill somebody third turn, and it's beautiful. Unfortunately, a big downfall of the Guy Rush is that if someone stalls you out and you don't have a finisher, you're gonna kind of be done for. So I guess if you're planning on playing Guy Rush, just put a contingency plan in, because if they stall you out, it's it. So we're to counter Guy decks, as we're looking at things that can help stall you out, help you survive that initial Guy Rush. And these are a few in order of awesomeness, I think, that can help you do it. So if they fit into your deck, definitely throw them in there on your team. And if they're already on there for other reasons, then they're just going to be an excellent choice for you. The most awesome, I think, of course, is Mira. Mainly for her global. The global is found in the common and the uncommon, and it says pay a mass. When a character would do you 5 or more combat damage, it instead deals you 2 combat damage. So, what makes this brutal is that the level 3 guys are, they have a 4 attack as it is. Now, if they attack with any other guys, which they have to because it must attack each turn, they're going to hit that 5 easily. Guys can hit 5, 6, and 7 pretty easy, and for 1 match, you can take that to 2. This is snazzy because it's unblocked, so that'll go to the use pile. Getting a guy going third turn, will definitely get a bunch of stuff in your use pile, and you're probably not PXGing as efficiently as it should be when you're attacking that third turn. So it'll be a while if you can get those guys to the use pile without taking a ton of damage before they can get back up again. So that's really cool. It's goes to the U pile, you don't have to deal with them for a couple of turns, and hopefully get your real defenses into play. I also love it because it doesn't have to be on the field. If you go second and you can't get anything up second turn, which is darn near impossible, then you have a good chance of surviving that next turn. Its drawback is that it has to be 5 or more damage. So a smart Guy player can only field the guys that it needs to do to not trigger Mira. Still hit you for a ton of damage, but a little bit more selective. It does slow them down, which is the key to surviving that third turn. And another kind of flaw in this, which is a kind of a minuscule flaw one, is that you won't be able to PXG because you're using that mask for Mira, which, when you lose ramp, you can totally lose games. But if you're taking 24 damage, and that's going to lose game way faster than losing ramp. So I recommend Mira. Mira seems to be my favorite of all the Guy counters so far. The second one I'm really embarrassed about this. I just found out about it yesterday from a friend of mine, Dennis, and I'm embarrassed about it because I'm actually using the card in my PDC team, and I didn't even realize, oh yeah, that can help with Guy teams. But it is transfer power. It's a basic action. Um, the global says, pay a mask, swap the attack value of one of your characters with that of one of your opposing characters. So it's great because you can get a couple of pawns out, first or second turn, and then if your opponent attacks with Guy, you wait till after they attack, and so they get their modifiers in, and then you pay a shield and swap it with a pawn. So you'll be taking only 1 damage. It'll send the guy to the use file, and it'll be a while before they can get their turns again. So that's the straight advantage. You take less damage than you would take if you were taking a mirror. Its disadvantage is that, one, you have to have stuff on your field. So if you just can't roll a pawn, or your opponent kills your pawns, or you can't get anybody out like second or third turn, then transfer power is not going to do anything for you. And it's got another weakness because you have to be able to target the character to swap the stats. So if your opponent is running Doom Caliber Knight and they pay the fist when they attack, that's all. You're not going to be able to swap that power. You're not going to be able to target them at all. And one fist can ruin transfer powers all day. The next one, distraction, is actually what I was using first for my Guy thing. My Guy blocking, my Guy stoppage team right there. It's for the global play mask. Remove 1 attacker from the field zone to the field. Which is cool because it pushes them back. That's 1 less body attacking you that turn. Which is kind of cool because it delays it up, Unfortunately, you can't use it till it's too late for them to get the assigning bonuses. So if someone attacked with 3, that guy's getting that +2, even if you push another character back. There's nothing you can do about that. But you're not taking any damage from that character you push back. But it's not going to the use pile. You're going to deal with that next turn. And if they're lucky, if they were able to ramp or PXG fairly well and get some more bodies in the field, then that could be a big problem again. And then it's also mask energy, so you're also hurting your own ramp. So it's, if you're already running distraction, it's definitely a good include for a lot of stuff. And it may save you definitely a few turns. Oh yeah, and distraction's targeted. So if they're using the Doom Caliber Knights global, you won't get any benefits from the distraction card. My next option was a little bit expensive, but I was already using these variations of these globals on my team, and that is the Magic Missile global, or the Sky Dragon global. It's a pay lightning bolt to deal 1 damage to target monster. So theoretically, when your opponent passes priority to you before they can attack, you can, if you have 2 lightning bolts, KO the 2 defense Guy Gardner before he can even attack, and before he can give bonuses to other Guy Gardners. So it's pricey, and it KOs the guy, so they're going to get to roll the guy next turn. But, hey, maybe they'll miss it. Maybe that guy was what they needed to do that lethal, so there's that right there. And if you're already including magic missiles or Slither for other stuff, like, say, to ping your own Hulk, then it could do it. It's a little more expensive. I actually swapped in Mirror because I didn't like how much it cost, and how much dependent it was on me rolling 2 lightning bolts. Now this is the first of my you have to have it on the board to stop Guy cards. It's the super rare Constantine. So you know why he's active. You can name the character in the clear and draw a step. And if they fail that character that turn, ignore its text until the end of turn, and it cannot attack this turn. Like I said, it's big flaws that it has to be on the field. And with some, polymorph shenanigans and some, using the Silver Surfer's global, you can conceivably get that Constantine's second turn. You have like a 1 in 3 chance of getting it, and then you have, drawing it, and then you have a 1 in 3 chance of drawing the polymorph, and then you have to roll the polymorph, and then you have to buy and field the Constantine, assuming you rolled upon as well. It's not undoable. It's not very likely, but you can pull this. It's way easier third turn. So if you're going first, then Constantine's a good solid way of stopping your guy. Shadow Milk from the reserve pool said, name Miri. Don't name Guy, because there's gonna. If you name Guy, it's just gonna sit all there until your next turn, because it doesn't have to attack, because you're blanking that has to attack step power too as well. And then they can attack with even more bodies and get even bigger guys. So yeah, name them Miri so they can't field additional guys, and he hopefully won't take nearly as much. This one, another thing that has to be on the board, the Cerebro. It's cool because you can Red Dragon it to get it, because it's an action, but there's not really ways to accelerate actions onto, you can't polymorph, you can't transfer power or anything like that to try to get it faster. It's really, you have to Silver Surfer Global it and hope you get really, really lucky. But when you put it on a character's card, it remains there, blah, blah, blah. Your opponent's dice from that card cost a minimum 2 extra energy to field. So Guy right now is a 0-0-1, but that turns into a 2-2-3, which definitely murders the amount he can field that turn. It's... yeah, if you pull it off, that is cool. If not, yeah. We're getting to the, I hope you're lucky, you gotta be more luckier than good section of Guy stoppers right here. So I like this one, definitely if you're going first. This is definitely, you go for this, because this will just jack everything up. This is like the last thing a Guy Rush team wants to see, and that is Zombie Magneto. While active, characters with a purchase cost of 3 or less lose their abilities. Professor X can't be fielded. Yeah, Guy is a 2-coster, Miri is a 2-coster. That is pretty much the core component of a rush. If you are going third, this is something I highly recommend snagging. And if you can just keep your PXG right, you are definitely rolling that third turn and fielding that third turn and saying, well, thanks for coming out, but my Zombie Magneto says no Red Lantern fun today. This is definitely a good third turn creature, Hulk Green Goliath. I like him because he fits all of my decks that I'm running. He's a good all around board clear, and he's good all around board clear. So if you're already running for that particular reason, then using him to help stop a guy is super easy. You can ping him with the Magic Missile Global or the Slicer Global during your opponent's turn. So you can zap them when they pass priority, and all of a sudden all their guys and all their Miris and all their, all their guys on the lowest level will go to the KO area. Now, its downfall is that they'll be rolling them next turn. So you have to keep getting that Bolt energy and keep pinging your Hulk each turn. And just keep fielding them energy, and hopefully you're still doing stuff to mount a counterattack. But yeah, I like Hulk for that particular reason. Again, he's somebody, if you're going first, then getting him out their turn is definitely a good Guy stopping point. So these next two guys do the same thing. Joker, Clown Prince of Crime, and Loki Gemkeeper. Basically, you field them, you name a character, that character can't be fielded while these guys are fielded. It's like you name a guy, and hey, Guy's in the name of the team, so if he can't be fielded, that really hurts the team. Their big disadvantages that you probably won't be able to field them until third turn. Like me and my friend, we tried to do the math to get that 5-costers. It's just darn near impossible to get them fielded second turn. So these are third turn characters. If you're planning on using them for other shenanigans too, then I'd totally stick them on this team, because it just says, sorry, no guys, too bad, thank you. Now, here's somebody that I tried to use. I heard about it on the reserve pool. Shadow Mode, of course, because he comes with all this cool stuff. Toad Tongue Lashing. While Toad is active, each non-sidekick character must attack each legal. On its level 1 and 2 phase, it's got a burst that says opposing characters take 2 damage when they attack. So, well, Guy's got to attack anyway. And Guy's defenses on 2 of his 3 faces are 2. So if Toad is on a second or first level. He is KOing guys when they attack. It's really cool because it also clears their board of all the other stuff they may want. If they have, some beast mutate 666 that they wanted to keep as defense, or some other stuff that they just didn't want, they wanted to keep on the board. Like they have a Maggie that they want to use to stop your mirror globals and stuff like that. Toad just says, nope, come across, thanks. So there's that right there. I've been playing around with him. I haven't been able to work him the way I wanted to work him, but he's definitely a great counter for Guy. Definitely good board clear for a lot of stuff. I think people need to look at him if they're looking at the taunt globals for making stuff attack, because your opponent can't use this against you. So yeah, keep an eye on Toad.